In the early hours of September 13, 2016, in Ashland, Ohio, a woman, let's call her Jane Doe, found herself in the grip of a nightmare. For 3 agonizing days, she was held against her will, subjected to unspeakable horrors as a captive, and forced into sexual slavery. But on that fateful morning, as the sun began its ascent, Jane Doe seized a sliver of opportunity. With nerves of steel, she wriggled free from her restraints, her heart pounding with desperate determination. Carefully, she reached for her captor's cell phone, a lifeline to the outside world glimmering in the darkness. With bated breath, Jane ensured the phone was muted, a silent ally in her daring escape plan. Then, with trembling fingers, she dialed those 3 vital digits, 911.
911, what is the address to your emergency?
By the Fourth Street Laundromat.
What is it?
Fourth Street Laundromat.
What's the problem?
I've been abducted.
Who abducted you?
Shawn Grate.
Meet Shawn Grate. Born in 1976, he grew up with his brother in a regular family setup with their mom and dad. But when Shawn was just 6, his parents split up. Despite his mom giving up custody, Shawn decided to stick with her through his teenage years. Now, Shawn's quite the character. Some folks knew him as a smooth talker, always flashing a winning smile and charming the ladies. But there's another side to Shawn, a darker one. Many others saw him as rude, controlling, and even prone to fits of anger and violence. Before we delve into a bone-chilling 911 call that would shake a community, let's explore the roller coaster ride that is Shawn Grate's life. The tale of Shawn Grate is a chilling chronicle of violence and manipulation. At just 18, his first brush with the law came in the form of a domestic dispute, where he violently grabbed his girlfriend by the throat, sending shockwaves of fear through their relationship. But Shawn's aggression only escalated with time. 5 years later, he found himself embroiled in another terrifying altercation. Breaking into his 17-year-old girlfriend's home, he unleashed a torrent of violence, choking her and threatening her with death should she dare to speak out. In a disturbing twist of fate, Shawn's violent tendencies circled back like a vengeful specter. Hiding beneath the couch of his former victim, he launched a frenzied attack with a butcher knife, terrorizing not just her, but her sister as well. Despite the horrors he inflicted, Shawn's time behind bars seemed to offer little rehabilitation. Released in 2003, he continued to leave a trail of broken lives in his wake. 3 children from different relationships bore witness to his volatile nature, while his ex-wife recounted chilling threats of retaliation should he be denied access to his daughter. In 2005, Shawn's path intertwined with Christina Hildreth's, but what began as a relationship soon morphed into a nightmare. Violence and control became the norm, culminating in a brutal assault in June of 2010. Christina bore the physical scars of Shawn's wrath, her face battered and broken, her hand shattered. Yet even in the face of such brutality, Shawn's grip on his victim remained tight. Accompanying Christina to the hospital, he ensured her silence with threats, weaving a web of deception to cloak his crimes in darkness. But the twisted tale of Shawn Grate didn't end there. When Christina bravely disclosed the truth to nurses, Shawn fled the hospital, vanishing into the shadows of his own deceit. Just days later, Christina's world trembled again as she sensed Shawn's looming presence, her fear palpable as she dialed for help over a seemingly innocuous detail. The toilet seat left up, a chilling sign of intrusion. In a state of panic, Christina frantically relayed her suspicions to the police, her words a desperate plea for safety. She didn't think Shawn was following her. She believed he was lurking within the very fabric of her home, concealed beneath the cushions of her couch. Responding swiftly, law enforcement uncovered Shawn's clandestine hideaway, confirming Christina's worst fears. Once more, Shawn Grate found himself in handcuffs, his reign of terror momentarily halted by the wheels of justice. Yet, even as he served his sentence, the specter of his violence lingered, haunting both his victims and the communities he terrorized. After his release, Shawn's life spiraled into a maelstrom of instability, teetering on the brink of homelessness as he struggled to find his footing. But the calm was deceptive, for in 2016, the storm of his past transgressions would return with a vengeance, plunging us back into the heart-stopping drama of that September 13th phone call.
Where's she at now?
asleep.
Where's she sleeping at?
In the bedroom.
In what bedroom?
There's 2 houses right by the laundry street. And it's in one of those houses.
But you're at the laundromat?
No, I'm in the bedroom with them.
What color's the house? Is it across?
Maybe?
If I'm looking at the laundromat, which way is it?
If you're looking in the laundromat, it's the one on the left of the 2.
You don't know what color the house is?
No. Please hurry.
Does he have a car?
No. Well, he's right down the street.
So what's your phone number you're calling me from?
I don't know.
And you think it's a yellow house?
I think so, but it's on the left.
Is it an apartment?
No, it's a house.
Okay, does he own the house?
No, he broke into it.
Does anybody actually live there?
I think they've been abandoned.
And his name is Shawn Grate?
Yes.
Like Grate?
Yes.
Does he have a weapon?
He's got a taser.
Where did he take you from?
My apartment. I was walking with him.
You were walking with him?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you walking to?
I've known him for like a month and a half.
Is there any way you can get out of the building?
I don't know without waking him, and I'm scared.
Is there a bathroom in the house?
Well, his bedroom is closed, and he made it so it would make noise.
But if you told him you had to go to the bathroom, he would do something to you?
Yeah, because he had me tied up.
So are you tied up now?
Well, yeah, but I kind of freed myself.
Is he in the same room with you?
Yes.
Is it his phone you have?
Yes. Are they on the way?
Yeah, we have officers we're sending.
Please send them up.
Are you bleeding from anywhere?
Not anymore.
Where were you bleeding from? You don't have to talk if you don't need to, okay?
Oh shit, I woke him up.
I just set the phone down. Are you still there? Are you still there?
I'm a smoker.
In a heart-stopping moment, Jane Doe's world teetered on the edge of disaster. A sudden movement, a mere brush against the trigger of Shawn's stun gun, threatened to shatter the fragile calm of her desperate escape. Fear clenched her heart as she dreaded the possibility of awakening the sleeping monster beside her. Yet, by some stroke of luck or providence, Shawn remained blissfully oblivious, his slumber undisturbed by the accidental jolt. In the eerie stillness of that moment, Jane's breath caught in her throat, her silent relief a fleeting whisper against the backdrop of her harrowing ordeal.
Do you hear any officers outside?
No.
Okay, they're in the area.
see if they can come in the side doors, slow, like, softly.
Is there a padlock on the bedroom door, or is it just a regular lock?
No, I don't even know if it's locked.
Can you get up and see if you can get out?
I'm afraid of waking him.
Is there a window around there you can look out?
Yeah, but the floor squeaks in. It's right by his head.
Are you laying down?
No, I'm standing right by the bedroom door.
And you can't open it?
What?
Can you open it?
I'm afraid without making noise.
Is the door to the house open?
I don't know, probably, maybe. I don't think he has a key, I'm not sure. Because I think he broke in here.
If you think you can get out, you need to get out.
Not unless they were right here. Okay, I think I hear him.
Okay, do you think you can get out? Are you out of the bedroom?
Yes.
Can you get out of the bedroom?
And the door is in the knob.
Can you hear anybody right now?
I heard the side door open.
She heard the side door open.
I'm out of the bedroom.
You're out? Okay, can you get to the door where you can see out? Huh? Can you get out of the house? Are you at the door?
Yeah, I am.
She's at the door. You're on the door to the right-hand side of the house.
Yeah.
She's at the door on the right side of the house. She got out of the bedroom. Is there a window there?
Yeah, I'm looking out. If they come, they'll come back.
She said,
hurry, hurry.
She said to hurry up and come back. Can you unlock the door at all?
Come on out. Hurry up. Get out of here. Where is he?
Bedroom sleeping.
Still sleeping?
Yeah.
The scene erupted in a flurry of flashing lights and urgent voices as law enforcement descended upon the scene. Shawn Grate's reign of terror came to an abrupt end as officers swiftly placed him under arrest, bringing a sliver of respite to Jane Doe's nightmare. But as the dust settled and the truth began to unfurl, the full extent of Shawn's depravity came to light. Shockingly, Jane Doe had known her captor for a mere 6 weeks before he ensnared her in his web of darkness. What began as a seemingly innocuous lunch outing quickly twisted into a nightmare as Shawn's demeanor turned sinister, his intentions chillingly clear. With a sudden shift in his behavior, Shawn's words became a prison, sealing Jane's fate with a chilling decree: "You're not going anywhere." It was only in the aftermath of his arrest that the true horrors of Shawn Grate's depraved actions were laid bare, a stark reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. Be warned, because the horrors only deepen from here. On September 13, 2016, in the wake of that chilling 911 call, law enforcement descended upon Shawn Grate's home, only to be greeted by a sickening stench, a foul odor that whispered of death and decay lurking within the walls. With caution hanging heavy in the air, officers pressed forward, their senses on high alert, until Shawn was finally apprehended. Then, with trembling hands and heavy hearts, they began to search the house. What they uncovered would send shockwaves through the community and stain their memories forever. In a ghastly scene straight from a nightmare, they discovered the lifeless, decomposing body of 29-year-old Elizabeth Griffith, missing since August. Her naked form bore the scars of a tortured existence, a tragic testament to the depths of human cruelty. But the horror didn't end there. In the shadows of the basement, another victim awaited discovery: 43-year-old Stacy Stanley, known also as Stacy Hicks. Naked and forsaken, her body lay buried beneath bags of garbage, a grim reminder of the callous disregard for human life. Stacy's disappearance on September 8th had sent ripples of fear through the community, her abandoned vehicle a grim harbinger of tragedy. And now, as investigators pieced together the grim puzzle, it became chillingly clear that Shawn Grate was the puppeteer pulling the strings of fate. Bound and silenced, both women had endured days of torment before meeting their grisly fate, strangled by the very hands that should have offered protection. Confronted with the damning evidence, Shawn's facade of innocence crumbled, leading investigators to a third victim, a chilling echo of his twisted past, an ex-girlfriend named Candace Cunningham. The depths of Shawn Grate's depravity were laid bare for all to see, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. As if the nightmare couldn't get any darker, Shawn Grate's confession shattered any lingering illusions of innocence. Behind bars, he peeled back the layers of his depravity, admitting to not just one, but two more murders. Rebecca Lacey's death had been chalked up to an overdose, a tragic footnote in the annals of crime. But Shawn's chilling admission painted a different picture, a tale of cold-blooded murder sparked by a petty theft. For the paltry sum of $4, Rebecca paid the ultimate price, strangled at Shawn's hands. But the horrors didn't stop there. Shawn's confession unveiled a haunting revelation, a fifth victim, his first foray into the abyss of murder. For over a decade, her identity remained a mystery, her body discovered in the shadows of 2007. Yet, it wasn't until Shawn's sinister revelation that Dana Lowry's fate was finally sealed, her name etched into the annals of tragedy by the callous hand of her killer. In a chilling twist, Shawn's willingness to cooperate with authorities took a macabre turn. Behind bars, he became a twisted tour guide through the darkest recesses of his mind, demonstrating with eerie precision the mechanics of his monstrous acts.
She wished she could kind of die, you know, I mean, it was a tough, healthy house, you know, just, you know, pushing forward, yeah, I love to say that. Right, and she kind of just like, whacked my hands, and I started to flip it out and stuff like that, to the point where I had to just, like, grab her, and just lean forward and just press, you know what I mean? Okay.
As the wheels of justice turned, Shawn Grate's confession served as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity and the relentless pursuit of truth in the face of unspeakable evil. Despite the weight of evidence stacked against him, Shawn Grate's plea echoed through the courtroom, a defiant declaration of innocence in the face of overwhelming accusations. Just 16 days after his initial arrest on September 29, 2016, he stood before the judge and entered a plea of not guilty to a staggering 23 charges leveled against him. In a legal maneuver that sent shockwaves through the community, Shawn refused to accept responsibility for the heinous crimes that had torn lives apart. With each word, the courtroom bristled with tension, the echo of his denial reverberating through the halls of justice. But as the wheels of the legal system turned and the trial loomed on the horizon, the question lingered: would justice prevail, or would Shawn's plea of innocence serve as a shield against the truth?
I'm sorry. Court will accept the plea of not guilty to all charges in the complaint. Mr. Grate, I do in fact have the waiver of speedy trial, waiver and waiver of preliminary hearing forms that appear to bear your signature. Did you sign those forms this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you do so after Attorney Whitney thoroughly reviewed your rights pertaining to preliminary hearing and speedy trial?
Yes, sir.
And you understand the consequences of waiving those rights?
Yes.
In a startling twist, Shawn Grate's legal team delivered a bombshell revelation, shattering the courtroom's fragile calm. With a solemn declaration, they clarified that Shawn's plea of not guilty was not simply a denial of wrongdoing, but a claim of insanity. Despite the legal complexities swirling around him, Shawn Grate's admission of guilt echoed through the media, a chilling reminder of the horrors he wrought. In telephone interviews and letters to the press, he brazenly confessed to the crimes that had shocked the nation.
They were already dead, Shawn Grate wrote to me in one of two letters dated September 28th, written in careful cursive on ruled loose-leaf paper, apologizing for sloppiness because he had to write with a small pencil. In his first letter, Grate tells me about facing himself in the mirror and promises to share exactly why he did it. And that's exactly what he did in the second letter, which I found folded neatly inside the original, signed copy of his indictment, the same document that lists his aggravated murder charges in the death of Stacey Stanley and Elizabeth Griffith. The charges came after a third woman who escaped led police to their bodies in this Ashland home last month. They were already dead, just their bodies were flopping wherever they can flop, but their minds were dead, Grate wrote, blaming government assistance for taking the minds of his victims. And so he finished the job with what he calls a horrible act of violent behavior. And he says this story began 5 years ago when he first reached out for government assistance. But he said he couldn't get enough, writing that he received $197 a month on a food card, though many bodies receive $700, he wrote. Grate uses the words bodies, victims, and people interchangeably, and the letter is scattered with Bible verses about death.
But as the spotlight intensified, Shawn's attorneys took action, collaborating with the prosecution to secure a gag order, silencing their clients' chilling admissions, and preserving the integrity of the legal process. As the wheels of justice turned, the trial loomed large on the horizon, a pivotal moment in the quest for truth and accountability. And when the day arrived on April 9th, 2018, Shawn Grate faced the weight of his actions head-on. In a stunning turn of events, he stood before the court and changed his plea to guilty for 15 of the 23 charges against him. A seismic shift in the trajectory of the case that sent shockwaves through the courtroom and beyond.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show beyond a reasonable doubt that this defendant was found asleep and naked in bed in a house that a terrified naked woman escaped from after being repeatedly assaulted and raped by this defendant. 2 decomposing bodies were found inside, having been kidnapped and murdered by this defendant. This defendant subsequently, over the course of multiple interviews with law enforcement, confessed to every element of every crime with which he is charged. This is not a whodunit case. This is a he did it case. The discovery of this defendant's crimes began Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. At 6:48 a.m., a woman called 911 from 363 Covert Court in the city of Ashland.
Jane Doe, the courageous voice behind the initial 911 call, took the stand and testified in court, shedding light on the harrowing ordeal she endured and standing as a beacon of resilience in the face of darkness.
Where did he hit you?
My head, my face.
One time? More than one time?
Several times, as long as I kept fighting.
And did you continue to fight?
Until he started choking me.
How was he choking?
With both hands around my neck.
Was he facing you?
Uh-huh.
And what did you do?
I stopped.
Why?
Because I knew I couldn't get out of it.
On May 6, 2018, the verdict echoed through the courtroom. Shawn Grate was found guilty on all charges against him. In a solemn moment following the verdict, Shawn addressed the families of the victims, offering a speech that would resonate with both sorrow and closure.
Today's a good day, mainly for all of you guys and myself. Hope we could just move on from all this. I don't know exactly, I can't say I'm normal, but, I know right from wrong. And mainly, just if I cause any hate, bitterness, and then all of any of you, you can work on that. I ask you maybe forgive me. Find in your heart someday, I know not today, but someday. And just move on from this life. And may justice be served today. That's most important. Elizabeth, Stacy, and Lori. thank you for all your time. And this mess, I'm sorry for all human beings to have to hear this, okay? I'm sorry. I can't change nothing. Believe me, I would. Not for me, but for you guys. Thank you.
On June 1st, 2018, justice was met with a solemn decree. Shawn Grate was sentenced to death, marking the culmination of a long and arduous legal journey. The date of his execution was set for September 13th, 2018, a poignant echo of the day that marked the rescue of Jane Doe, exactly 2 years prior.
News 5 begins now with breaking news. That thunderous applause in the courtroom as a judge sentenced Shawn Grate to death by lethal injection. Thanks for joining us. I'm Terrence Lee. It is the same sentence a jury recommended for the man convicted of kidnapping, raping, and killing Stacey Stanley Hicks and Liz Griffith. Grate is scheduled to be executed in mid-September on the 2-year anniversary of his capture. Last month, the jury convicted him and recommended he receive the death penalty in connection with the deaths of the 2 women back in 2016.
In the aftermath of his sentencing, Shawn Grate's legal team launched an appeal, halting the execution process. Over the ensuing year, a series of stunning admissions unfolded. Shawn Grate confessed to 3 of the remaining charges he had initially denied. For these offenses, he received multiple life sentences. As time marched on, Shawn found himself confined within the walls of the Chillicothe Correctional Institution, where he awaits his fate. Despite the passage of time, the specter of his impending execution looms large, with the current date set for March 19, 2025, a date that stands as a somber reminder of the enduring quest for justice in the face of unspeakable evil.
You can see when Grate sees that there's a story that bodies were found, the bodies of multiple women he allegedly killed. He puts down the remote and watches attentively.
I have nothing else to say to you, and I just hope that you get what you deserve in there, you know? And, you know, that's what's really sad is you left, you hurt my family, but you all search your own home, man. You got a son and everything else. That should have at least crossed your mind. Made a miserable mistake that you're going to live with the rest of your life, and so is your son and everybody else because of the mistakes you made. You know, and for Lori to get up there and talk to you, that was good on her. I'm glad she faced you because you're evil, man. And I felt bad for her. You know, you took advantage of that woman and my mother like they were nothing. That doesn't make you a tough guy. It just makes you evil.
Our hearts and thoughts extend to Shawn Grate's victims, their families, and all those whose lives have been forever altered by his heinous actions. May they find strength, solace, and healing in the midst of their unimaginable loss and suffering.